What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9 in the Time Attack Edition with this exceedingly wild and ludicrous body kit on it. Absolutely love it, but we'll jump into that one in a minute. Congratulations to Oldtimer winning the competition for the configs. Best config goes to you, Oldtimer. Absolutely fantastic there. With me coming in second with the Mayan M3 track pack, and Pi Newton in third with the Katagiri Katsumoto, or something along those lines. I'm not very good at pronunciations. Absolutely three wonderful jobs. These are over to the devs already, hopefully it being added into the game. So expect to see them in your game on every platform soon. Keep an eye out for an update. The new competition has started, and the winner of this one will receive the Ford DLC for free for taking part. Well, for winning. Congratulations when you get there. The final one will be voted for by Evan. Also, top three will be voted by everybody, and then Evanor will pick his favorite out of those top three. So do make sure to join us on Discord. Link in the description below. Make sure you read all of the rules for that one. And as this board has now changed, it does mean we've put the old board up there looking absolutely fantastic. All of the previous competition winners sat up there underneath the previous speederboard. In fact, we're going to go into the camera mode. We're going to zoom in a little bit just to get a slightly better view. Looking pretty good on there. Everyone that has taken part, everyone that has won, should I say, each one of the competitions up until now, absolutely fantastic. And obviously our old previous speederboard, loving that. But let's get into this beautiful Mitsubishi Evo. Absolute stunner. Let's talk some bits about it. I got it from the auction. It is in really bad condition, but not missing too many body parts by the looks of what I saw walking around then. It only looked like a door. I'm sure there'll be other bits, but I don't know what they are yet. The engine in this one is the i4 double overhead cam 4x4 engine with 788 factory horsepower. I know we did build this one last time, but it's very good. So we're going to stick with it again, tune it, upgrade it, and see if we can smash the speederboard with this one today. Did I get a good deal? I did, but only by 21. So we bought it for 38,848, and I could sell it right now for 38,869, making a nice little profit. But profit is a profit nonetheless. This is what we're going to be working on today. You've already seen the beautiful livery by SkiF. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Looking pretty awesome. Links will be in the description below as per usual. But let's get this one started. Let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then, in the car wash with the Evo. Let's get this little beast all cleaned up, get rid of all that dust and grime off of there, and see what we've got going on underneath. It does look good in that silver, though. I'm not going to lie, that's pretty smart. Not what we're going with today, though, as you've already seen. Let's get the interior done, get it back on the lifter, start ripping everything out, tearing it down, and getting ready to go back together. The Evo's up in the air. Time to see what we got going on underneath. And it's completely sealed. Love that. But these all look removable, which is pretty good. We're not going to do that right now. We just need to jump in here and see that there is a lot missing from that engine block. That's a bit of a shame, but never mind. It is four-wheel drive, so we do need to take these front wheels and drive axles out. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll be back in a moment. There we go, front wheels and the drive axles out. We need to get this main drive shaft off as well. Oh, first rusty bolt of the day. Out you come, and out you come there. There we go. Let's get down the back and get these ones. No rusty bolts down the back. Liking that. Then we need this front drive shaft, which does clip through a little bit, but sometimes you need to make sacrifices. And I'm really glad the starter's missing, because once again, I absolutely forgot to get it out, but it's not there, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's just take this gearbox out of here. Out you come. And then we'll get this one back down on the ground. Get the rest of this block ripped out of here and see what we've got going on in the engine bay. So down you come, and let's go and grab the crane. Over you go, and let's get that hood open and see what we've got going on in there. Once we've ripped the block out, we did manage to rip the block out. Nice and easy, liking that. And then what have we got in this? Nothing. Nothing in the engine bay. We are missing absolutely everything. So we've got a large intercooler down the front. Two small intercoolers up the side. I nearly said indicators then. Coolant reservoir, the air filter base and all of that. Battery, fuse box, a brake servo, the ABS pumper module, power steering reservoir, and the wishy-washy reservoir, all 100% missing, along with all of the exhausters missing as well. I didn't pull any of that out, and the fuel tank and a fuel pump. So we need to get all of that bought, ready to go back in, which is what we're going to be working on next. Normally I'd drain the liquids at this point, but there isn't any to drain because there's nothing in there. So I'm going to start stripping out all of that insert bits underneath and everything like that. We'll get everything repaired, replaced, and upgraded. By the time we come back, we'll be working on the bodywork for this beautiful Evo. That's everything mechanical for our Evo 9 sorted out, ready to go back on, but we need to strip off this beautiful body kit. So let's just get into it and start tearing all of this down. Hood, front bumper, fenders, headlights, out you come. I missed them as well. Any more of this parts? Doesn't look like it. Windscreen, out you come. Then we've got the door, the fenders. What else have we got there? Not a lot. Rear bumper. Big old wing. Oh, that's part of the trunk. There we go. Out you come. Tail lights. Is that a part? That is a part indeed. Rear window. Are these a part? Yes, they are. There we go. I'm rocking it today. Out with the side fenders. Door and door. And that might be everything. I don't know. But let's get this interior out. And then we'll have a look. Out with the front seat and the steering wheel. That's all we need. The back seat is part of the bodywork. There we go. Have we got everything, though? Let's have a look. 1% on there. That's a good sign. And nothing showing up in there. Just the way we like it. Let's bring the welder over. Let's see. So it is at 25%. And I bought it for 38, nearly 39,000. I got the last one massively wrong. I'm going to go 1,000. 1,300. Not far off for the little Evo. But let's jump in and check out the body shop. Where are you? There you are. Just over there. Nice few bits on this Evo. Now, obviously, we're on the Time Attack, and that's what we're mostly going to be sticking with. These are all well labelled, as you can see. Standard 9, Standard 8, Standard 7. Then you've got the Varus, Sea West, so on and so forth. We're going for the Time Attack, so we need to make sure we stick with all of the Time Attack parts. That's that one there for that one specifically. What else have we got? Fenders, Time Attack, nicely labelled on there. Nice to see it. Hood, three time attack hoods, so we can make our own minds up about which one we want on there. That's pretty cool. Headlights for the time attack headlights, obviously blanked out. Tail lights doesn't look like they have an actual tail light, so we can pick whichever one we want to go in there, whichever one that we feel looks best. Same with the mirrors as well. We can pick whichever one we like. Rear bumpers, time attack on there. Rear door, time attack as well. It's got the extra flared fenders on there. Time attack fenders, and that's about it. Obviously, we're going to stick with these windows because they look pretty cool. Back to the headlights. Then we've got the rear trunks, should I say, with the massive spoiler. We're obviously sticking with that huge time attack rear spoiler on there. And that's about it. We don't need a snorkel, so we're not going to go with that, though. We might go for the windscreen with the roof scoop on it. Depends how it looks. We'll get all of that sorted in a bit. Let's get all of this repaired, ready to go back on before we head over to the paint shop. Let's get this time attack Evo all back together, looking incredibly wide. We did stick with the original hood that came on it. It's got this sort of carbon fiber accents on there, looking pretty good, which matches in with the rest of the carbon fiber accents down here and all of them sort of things. And the beautiful carbon fiber headlight covers we've got on there. And then let's get these wide fenders on with more carbon fiber on there. Looking good. See, we did manage to repair some of this stuff. It's the body-coloured stuff. We did change the doors, though. I changed them to the RS doors. And I'm just going to nip round. I'm going to get the back door in as well. Time attack rear door. And I'll throw these windows in. And that mirror. In fact, we'll just finish this side. Rear left fender. Time attack fender on you go. We'll go around to the other side and I'll show you why. The RS door is the same colour as the time attack door. The normal front doors are a bit of a lighter colour just here. Matches in with the interior, but doesn't match in with the doors. That's why we went with that RS front door on there. Time attack trunk with the big wing on there. Then we got that time attack rear bumper and the time attack exhaust on there. Tail lights, we kept them as they were. I did play with some of the other ones, but they weren't really good enough. They were good enough for their own builds. They just didn't really look anything special. So we stuck with the headlights, the tail lights that were in there. I know what I'm talking about, honestly. In with the rear window, I did swap this one to the license plate, to the one with the wing mirror on it to make this road legal, as it does have license plates. That's why I had license plates in my head. Wide body fender on with that little roof scoopy part there. Time attack rear door, and then that RS front door. In we go. In we go with the windows. I did play around with the mirrors as well, but none of them sort of were wide enough to fit in line with this. Everything was a little bit thinner, so we left it as it was. And I didn't go for the roof with the window with the hood scoop. I just kept it as the normal one with the sun strip because the scoop was just a little bit too raised up and it didn't look natural to me. So I decided not to go with it on there. But that should be about everything We just need to get some plates on. For the plates, I've gone for TA Time Attack Evo 9 on there today with my VM plates. Looking pretty good. Stuck on the pillar a little bit. Rear plate exactly the same. Get you in. And then let's throw the interior in. I haven't changed much. All I've done is change it from a red to a blue seat. We're going to add colour anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then steering wheel 8 on there, which was the original wheel. Now, that should be everything, as long as I haven't missed anything. 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's get the Time Attack Evo into the paint shop and apply that beautiful livery. This is what we've gone for on our Time Attack Evo livery. Looking absolutely fantastic. Beautiful addition by SkiF to the workshop. Loving this one. It looks so good with the orange and yellow flames with a bit of blue flame in there as well. It looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very impressed with it. We've changed a couple of bits, obviously. We always do. The seats are a little bit different than normal. We've tried to match sort of a darker version of this blue in there on the seat and the steering wheel. And if you colour the base blue, you get this part down here all blue, along with a little line just under the trunk there, if you can see it. Looking pretty good. Open it up, and it is very blue inside there. That blue's a little bit too bright for me. This one's all right. And then we've obviously got that exhaust piece painted in this sort of metallic-y looking blue as well. Looking very good. Pleased with this one. Now, what you think the undercoat is blue on there. That's the only part not painted. The rest of it, obviously all the innards of all the doors are all part of the livery, looking fantastic. Even the engine bay and the underside of the hood are all blacked out, matching in with part of the livery. So what we're going to do today is it's going to be a lot of that blue, a little splash of white, and then obviously some black as well. Some of the bits we can't help but go black. They just sort of don't work in any other colour, or you can't really match the colours too well. So that's what we're going to go for today. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I've got to get loads of stuff painted, quite a bit to go on this one, and then we'll start reassembly. We'll get it all back on the lift and start in a moment. That's everything painted, ready to go back on the beautiful Time Attack Evo. Now, last video was a little bit reserved. This video, not at all. The front shocks are in a white. We've got some red springs on there with the caps in black. They're a very shiny metallic red on there. Looking very good. Let's get them off. Let's start getting some of this stuff onto the car. We're going to nip round to the front. We're going to put the large intercooler in first in a lovely metallic-y sort of blue, matching in with the exhaust pipe down at the back there, which we'll see a bit later on. And then the two side intercoolers I've just done in a black. I did originally do these in the same red that you saw on the springs, but it was a little bit too much, so I just toned it back a little bit. Front suspension cross member is in a beautiful little white. Then around here we've got the steering rack in a black, the front sway bar in that red, and then up here some... Oh, I can't put it in until later. Never mind, we'll come back to that one. Front steering knuckle is in the black. Then we've got the inner tie rod in the blue, and the outer tie rod, just another splash of that red for good measure. Lower suspension arms in that lovely blue, looking good. In you go. In you go. Then we've got the shock absorber, which we've already seen in its black, white, and red. Looking very good up there. Front knuckle covers in a white. The sway bar is in a black up there. And then we've got the wheel hub in the blue. On you go. Get the bearing in. Get the disc in. Get the brake pad on. Wrong side. There we go. And then we've got the brake caliper in that chrome red. Just to finish all of that off. Nice little combination of black, white, red, and blue. Quite pleased with this one. We've got a drive axle to go in and a few other bits, but we have to do that a little bit later. So let's jump down the back if I could get there. There we go. The rear cross member is in white, the same as the front. The rear knuckles in black, the same as the front. And I've just realised I forgot the rubber bushings at the front. So we're going to get these two in, and then we're just going to nip up quickly and get them in now so I don't forget them. In you go, and in you go over there. There we go. Back down the back we go. On we go. And let's get some of these suspension arms in once we've got the small bushing in. There we go. All the suspension arms are in this lovely blue. They look absolutely fantastic. In you go. On you go up there with all your bushings. Ooh, nip round to the bottom. We've got one down here as well. And all the bushings. Couldn't quite click on them. Or press enter, should I say. And then the side suspension arm there. All in that lovely blue. Looking brilliant. Loving that. In you go there. Then we've got the sway bar in a red, the same as the front there, and the shock is in the white, same as the front. Nip around, we'll get this spring setup all done. The spring base is in a white with the spring in the metallic red and the cap in a black, exactly the same as the setup for the front. Sway bar end links in a black, and then we've got the knuckle cover in the white, and then the rear wheel hub in the blue there, looking very, very good with the bearing. And the drive axle is in blue. It is going to be the same up the front when we eventually get there. Brake disc on you go, and then we got the brake pad and that lovely chrome red brake caliper just to finish that one off. A little bit less red, I think, at the front here, at the back here. Getting confused between the front and the back of the vehicle, but it still looks pretty good nonetheless. Let's carry on though. We got the fuel tank in that blue and then the fuel pump in a white just to go on top of there. That's it. I'm going to crack on and get the whole of the other side done, and then we'll move on to the engine bay. There is quite a bit in there today, so let's get on with it. I will admit I surprised myself a little bit with these colours today. Red, white, black and blue. Very pleased with it. It looks absolutely great. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comments below. And if you like to see crazy wild builds like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But let's crack on. We need to sort this engine bay out. So let's just get all these little containers in first. Wishy-washy, power steering, coolant reservoir and the brake servo just up there. And a bit I missed at the beginning was the cheeky little ECU hiding down here. And then we've got a battery in up here, and then the ABS pump in a lovely metallic-y red with the module on top in that same red on there. In you go, looking very good. Have already got the fuse box in. That is in a force chrome blue. It's a bit different color to the rest of the blues, but it's still very, very close. It's just the way the force chrome works, or the chroming works, should I say. Then we got the air filter base in a white, in with the air filter, and then the air filter cover on top in the white with lovely blue clips going all the way around just to finish that one off. Not that you'll ever see the two clips on this side because they are covered up by something, and I'll show you that in a moment. Radiator in the lovely blue, swing on and around. We got the fan housing kit in the black with two chrome blue fans. Looking very, very good in there. Pleased with that. Fantastic. Let's just take a step away for a second, open this hood up and have a look in there. As you can see, that sort of blends in with the air intake, and I think it looks fantastic. Excellent work by Payne on this one. It also goes into the radiator there, and it suits it. It looks very good. Pleased with that. But we need to go and build that i4 engine, so let's head over into the other room. Well, we've got the engine block with that metallic-y blue on it looking good, and the oil pan in a lovely little white, just to splash in a few extra colours on this one. Looking very good. We'll throw the engine head on first, and that is just in a black. It does look pretty good, but it is just a solid black on there. Then we got some idle rollers. These are under the cover, so I haven't painted them at all. In you go and in you go. Then we got the water pump, also under the cover, not painted. And we can't do anything else there for a moment until we got the rest of the gubbins in up here. So the power steering pump is in that blue. On you go. The alternator in the same blue. Very good. Oil filter is in a black and red combination. The rim is red. The rest of it is all in black. Then we've got the fuel filter in that sort of metallic-y red. It is definitely different than the normal red on there. Looking very good. But let's get on. Let's get the innards all done. We've obviously got 2 camshafts, 4 spark plugs, 8 camshaft caps to go in here. So I'm going to crack on and get all of that done, and I'll be back in a second. There we go. That's all the innards in. We need to nip around the back, though, because something I normally forget, and I'm not going to this time, is this rear timing set. So we've got a cam gear on there, a timing chain on there, and a secondary cam gear in there, along with the timing cover, which I've matched in to the engine block, the engine head there, should I say, in that same black. Let's switch back around to the front then, and we've got a cam gear up here. In you go. Then a timing belt or a serpentine belt in there, along with the belt tensioner. And none of that is coloured, because it sits under this timing cover, which is in a matching black, or a very close black. It was quite hard to match that one with the plastic on it. So it wasn't perfect, but very good. Crankshaft pulley in you go in that metallic-y blue. Then we've got the front belt in a black, and then the last idle roller blacked out, just so there's no extra chrome pieces on there that don't need to be. The engine head cover is in a force chrome blue, looking very good on there. In you go, bolted up. Only reason it's force chrome is because it's one of these plastic pieces that don't paint very well. So we had to force chrome it to get a good colour on there. Ignition coils are in a force chrome red, looking very, very good. On you go, on you go. And we're going to nip under here, and these fuel injectors are all in white, just for a little splash of extra white down here. In you go, and last one in there. Then we've got this intake manifold, and that is in a darker version of that metallic-y red. The reason it's darker is because this is an incredibly bright piece when you can eventually get colour on it. And to get it to match, I had to bring the brightness down quite a lot just to get it to blend in. So there's a lot of fiddling with colours on this one today. And we got the throttle in that lovely little blue. Now let's nip around. We got the exhaust manifold over on this side. That is also in that metallic-y blue, looking beautiful. A little bit of a purple tinge to it in the lighting on there, quite like that. Turbocharger's in the same colour, but it's got some red elements on it that really match in with the rest of the reds on this engine. Looking absolutely fantastic. Incredibly pleased with this one. Definitely more over the top and in your face than the Monday's build. But or the Monday's build than Friday's build. This is Monday's build. I don't even know what's going on. It's been a long day, long weekend. We'll get through it though, because we enjoy what we do. I'm going to grab some pictures, then we'll get it dropped in our beautiful Evo 9, ready to go outside in the sun. Definitely pleased with that engine. It looks absolutely fantastic. But let's get it off of there. Let's get it dropped into our beautiful Evo. Over we go. In we go there. Let's get the crane put away and then take a look. That's looking good. I'm so glad I made this a little bit darker, just so it sort of matched in with the rest of the reds on there. We'll just throw a torch on it. You can see it's just got a little bit of a plasticky element to it, so it's not quite the same as everything else, but still looking very good. I was going to say, we'll put the starter in now, but you can't put the starter in until after the gearbox is in, so let's get it up in the air. Let's get the underside bits in, and we'll come back to that starter in a moment. Under we go. Oh, yeah, you can't actually get in. I'm going to have to go in from the front here because of all these panels. That's not going to... Oh, no, that is going to work because I want to be underneath. I'm confused. There we go. We want to go in and get this gearbox. That's what we're after. In we go. Let's grab that one. That is in a considerably darker blue than everything else because I was trying to match it in with the engine block. And I think I've done all right with that one there. It's not too bad. Front drive shafts in a white running through the middle there. And then these two front drive axles are both in that blue. In we go. And in we go on that side. If I could click on it. There we go. Then we've got all of the exhaust. Now you can already see what colour it's going to be coming off of that blue there. Into here, onto the middle muffler, and then onto that rear end. There we go. Drive shaft in you go. I'm going to need to come out a little bit just in the black. Finishing that one off into that lovely white down at the back there. And that's everything for the underside. We need to nip back in and get that starter. So let's come away from there. I just want to go down to the end and see whether they're close. Oh, they are very close. This isn't forced chrome. None of it's forced chrome. I just tried to match it. This didn't change color when I tried to do anything with it. This was like the only shade of blue it would go. So we blended everything else, tried to at least, into that color. And I think I've done all right. It looks pretty good. Let's get this one back down on the ground, though. Let's get underneath the hood and get that starter in just to finish it off. And then I'll crack on and get the wheels and all of that done. So starter in you go there in that metallic-y red, same as this piece, but it's not the same red. This is a darker red, as I've said before. Looking very good. I'm going to get the windows tinted, liquids topped up, some beautiful wheels done, probably in that metallic blue on here. And we'll get this one all finished off outside, ready to tear up the drag strip. Well, here she is then, the completed Evo 9 in the Time Attack variant with this beautiful livery by SkiF. Looking absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with this one. Absolutely love the look of that engine in blue, black and red with a couple of tiny little splashes of white here and there on the engine. And then the suspension underneath in blue, black, red and white, looking great. Let's talk about these rims, though. The rims we've gone for today are exactly what came on it because they fit perfectly. I repaired them, put some new tyres on them, and that's how and painted them, and that's how we went. But just for record, they are the rim at 5A. The fronts here are an 18-inch rim, should I say, 275 width with a 35 profile on there. And don't forget to put some ET on there, ET55 at the front to bring it all the way out. Looking fantastic. Down at the back, they're almost exactly the same size, except the ET is a little bit bigger. The ET is 65 down at the back to bring it out into that beautiful wide body kit. So the rears are 18-inch, 275 width, 35 profile, ET at 65 on there. Absolutely fantastic. Let's jump inside, check out this beautiful interior in here, looking lovely. Carbon fiber accents across the dashboard there, matching in with all the carbon fiber around the rest of the car. Let's get this one started though, see what she sounds like. We did hear this in the last video, but let's do it one more time because I love a good bit of turbo whistle. I do love that sound, even in this game, it is fantastic. But let's get this beautiful little beast onto the dyno, see what the horsepower is today, and what its drag rating will be. Here we are then, on the dyno with our Time Attack Evo. Stunning little i4 engine in there, 788 factory horsepower. How much have we added today with all of our performance parts? Let's have a look and see what the drag rating will be. A gain of 766 horsepower, almost a whole new engine, not quite. 98%, pretty good, bringing us up to 1,554 measured horsepower for our little Evo, and a drag rating of a 999, but we all realistically saw that coming. Let's go and have a look at the gearbox tuning setup for today. There she is, 2.3 ratio, 103 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 479 kilometers an hour in fifth gear or top gear, which will be pretty epic. Can't wait to get this on the drag strip and see who we're up against. Fully tuned ECU and no carburetors, so let's just get over to the drag strip, see what we can do. We've arrived at the drag strip with our time attack Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. Let's get into it. King of the Sands, 1 mile. Before we do this, how many unicorns do you think will be in there today? Comment down below. What do you think? How many unicorns will be in? Let's find out. A-Class, pay the entry fee. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 unicorns today. Not too bad. One of them driven by our friend French Toast. Lovely to see you in there. Looking pretty good. We got Mietzi in there in the Nissan Skyline Drag. Nicely done. Pie's in there in another unicorn in the version 3. So we got a nice selection of unicorns. A couple of other cars to choose from. But our first race is against the electric Ferrari 250. Let's get in and see if our beautiful time attack Evo can beat it. Now, the electric Ferrari 250 has beaten me once or twice before on the drag strip, so it'll be interesting to see how we can get on today. I'm just glad our first race isn't against a unicorn. I love the look of that Evo. It looks absolutely stunning. Let's get in, though. Can we beat the electric Ferrari? Let's find out. Off the line, into second gear. Come on, little Evo, into third. Looks like we're smashing it off the line. This thing accelerates like nothing I've ever seen before. Absolute missile off the start line. But what sort of times can we get? And what will the top speed be for this lovely Evo? Let's get across the line. Hopefully win our first race and find out. We made it. What have we got? 7.756 seconds to the quarter of a mile. That is definitely impressive there. And a 19.638 seconds to the 1 mile with a top speed of 415 kilometers an hour. Very impressed with that one. Absolutely smashed this, almost a whole second faster to the quarter of a mile than the 250 Ferrari, and almost exactly a whole second faster to the 1 mile with a much lower top speed though. I mean, it accelerates a lot quicker than we did, but we were in front of it from way early on, so that's a little bit surprising, but I'm definitely glad we won. Let's get into the next one. Unfortunately, French Toast hasn't made it again, but this time it wasn't the same person as before. This was Ronald Walker this time. Damn you, Ronald Walker. Should have let our friend through, which is a bit of a shame. Metzi's made it through, though, in the Skyline Drag. Against us, though, in the time attack Mitsubishi Lancer. That'll be a battle to see who can win that one. And Pie is still in the version 3 Unicorn, up against the Ford Mustang Drag. The wonderful maker of the quality of life mod in the beautiful Nissan Skyline Drag. Looking absolutely stunning there. Hoping we can beat it in our time attack Evo, though, with that stunning livery by SkiF. Looking absolutely fantastic. So let's get in. Let's try and win this race. Let's go. Off the line, into second, into third. I can't see it pulling away, and it looks like we're in front, so definitely pleased with that. Into fourth gear, still can't see it, but hopefully we're going to win. Are we going to beat our first run with this one? I mean, that first run was absolutely incredible. I mean, the big question is, can we even win? I think I can hear that Skyline coming. Across the line, looks like we managed to get it. We did indeed. I couldn't hear it coming, obviously. It was quite far behind us. But a 7.812, and nowhere near as good as our first run, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. But, I mean, a 7.756, I think that's going to be quite tough to beat. 19.713 to the 1 mile. Again, not quite as good as our first run, but the same at top speed there. But we absolutely smashed that Skyline Drag across the board. I mean, 306 is what it topped out at. We were almost there by the quarter of a mile. Nice and easy. Sorry about that, Metzi. Let's see who's next. Unfortunately, that is all of our friends out, which is a bit of a shame, but we've got a bit of variety in the final few. 2 Ford Mustang Drags, but we haven't raced one of them yet, so we'll see how we get on with our beautiful little Evo in this one. And then we've got Ronald Walker, who knocked out French Toast right at the beginning against the Ford Mustang Drag. Who's going to make it to the final? Hopefully it'll be us. Who will our competitor be? Let's get in. Let's see what we can do. The Time Attack Evo versus the Ford Mustang Drag. Who's going to take this one? Hopefully it'll be us and we make it into the final. But we know that Ford Mustang Drag's good. Let's just get in. Let's go. Off the line, into second with this little beast of a machine. This thing is so quick off the line, it is unbelievable. Into fourth gear, where's the Ford Mustang drag? As far as I can see, not anywhere near us. Come on, little car. Are we going to beat our first run in this second to last run? Hopefully we're going to win it and end up in the final. There we go, across the line. What have we got for this one? 7.847. Still not as good as that Ford Mustang drag flies past us. Still not quite as good as our first run with the 7.756. 19.732 to the 1 mile. Again, not quite as good as our first run, but with the same top speed of 415 kilometers an hour. And we absolutely demolished this one as well. This car is definitely very, very good. If only we could have got this down a little bit lower, could have been in at least the top 3, maybe even taken the top spot. We're going to have to find out where we end up. Let's get into the final race, see who we're up against, and try and win. Sadly, we can't quite avenge a French toast, as it is Betty Rogers in the Ford Mustang drag that has made it to the final. Are we going to be able to beat this one in our Evo? Let's get in. Let's find out. Well, that Ford Mustang drag's looking pretty mean over there. I quite like it in that sort of bronzy sort of colour. Looks quite good. Nothing compared to the livery on our beautiful Evo, though. Final race of the day. Let's get in. Let's go. Out we go. Out of the blocks. Off we go. Into third. Where's the drag Mustang? Not anywhere near us by the looks of that. I think we might have this tournament in the bag. This car is a little bit insane, and I'm quite pleased by it. Let's get into top gear. Let's get this beautiful little Evo across the line and hopefully smash our first run. There we go. What have we got? 7.886. Unfortunately, this has just got slower and slower and slower as we've gone on today. And that's 19.719 to the 1 mile. Again, our worst one mile time of the day. Not by a lot, but it still makes a difference. With the same top speed of 415 kilometers an hour. Let's get back. Let's collect our winnings and head back to the garage. There it is, 11,250. So happy to win 2 drag tournaments in a row. Hasn't happened for a good little while, so definitely began to be in winning ways. Obviously, minus our entry fee still leaves us with a tasty little profit of 10,250. Let's get back to the garage and see if we can make some profit on this Evo. Very impressed with the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, a time attack, 1,554 horsepower, 7.756 seconds to the quarter of a mile, 19.638 seconds to the 1 mile, with a top speed of 415 kilometers an hour, or 258 miles an hour. Looking pretty good. Let's get outside, though, and see if we can make a profit from this beautiful little Evo. Let's talk some facts and figures about this beautiful little time attack Evo. Looking absolutely stunning in this livery. Very, very pleased with that one. Link in the description below if you want to grab this livery for yourself. It is absolutely fantastic. Link also in there if you want to grab this car for yourself, because it is a great car. Now, I bought the car for $38,848 and could have sold it and made a tiny little profit of 21 right at the beginning, but we obviously didn't do that. We've since spent $69,981 modifying, upgrading, and tuning this beautiful car to how you see it here today. Looking absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with it. Hitting our total spend at $108,829. Might be a little bit difficult to make some money from this one. I'm not sure. So let's get in and let's take a look and see if we can make just the tiniest little bit of profit from our beautiful Evo. Well, there it is, all 100% completed. Absolutely fantastic. That engine ramped up to 1,554 horsepower from a base start of 788, a gain of 98%. Very impressed by that one. But our 108,829 is what we spent. Can we make some profit? Yes, quite a bit as well, actually. 201,082 is our sale price. Take off what we spent, leaves us with a profit of 92,253, plus our drag strip winnings, 10,250 the profit, leaves us with 102,503 profit from the car that came 7th on the speederboard out of 50 total cars we've put down the drag strip now, which is quite impressive. Very impressed with this one. Excellent job by Payne on the car. Excellent job by SkiF on this beautiful livery. Let's get it sold, though. Make a little bit of money. Off you go. Absolutely wonderful. What have we got next time? Well, we've got a new mod, and I'm very excited. I love a new mod. This is a jumpy game. This is the Mitsubishi Eclipse. Absolutely fantastic. The version we've gone for is the DSM PJ, and Payne did tell me what all of this stood for, and I've totally forgotten, but I will know for the next video when we're actually working on it. Trust me. But this is the 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse wide body, so it doesn't quite look like that. It looks a little bit different. 195,000, almost 196,000 kilometers on there, and we got it from the auction house. And well, apart from parts, it's in pretty poor condition. Everything under 10% on there, so that should be a little bit interesting. It's very bad condition, but did we get a good deal? No. I paid 2022 over what I should have. I bought it for 11,623 and could sell it for 9,601. Obviously losing out on that 2022, which is never a good start, but hopefully we'll be able to claw this one back. The engine in this one is the i4 double overhead camera 4x4 engine. It's clear that Payne likes a specific engine, isn't it? But there we go, 305 factory horsepower on this one, so it's not as good as the time attacks we've just done, but it is new, and we're always excited by a new mod. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving us a like, leaving a comment, letting us know the next car you'd like to see me fully 3-star build. If you've got any suggestions for some super fast cars we can get down the tag strip, do let me know. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful day, whatever it is you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.